my brother was happening.
Hey, fantasy, it's session. We talking touchdowns, receptions, interceptions. They got a band to kicker, we need that correction. Swap them out, we flexing. How many of y'all you collect? We tryna get that winning record. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session. Fantasy, it's session.
What up, though?
And we back.
What it is, hopefully is what it should be. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy in Session, the podcast. Today is August the 20th. The boys are back in town. Man, it's been a minute. I don't know when the last time we've been on here, but it's been a minute. Me and my brothers, we back in the place to be. Football has started.
Sir.
Injuries have happened. Trades have been happening. Knock on wood. Hopefully none of that happened to you. Session Takeover 2 tournament locked up. Draft Monday. It's draft week next week, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much.
Bulk of the draft is gonna be happening this over the next week. So hope you've been mocking, baby, because it's time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Man.
So it was only right that we came and brought y'all a special mock episode today. First of all, we want to give a special shout out to all the fallen kings and queens out there. So we're gonna give our special moment of 8 silence. Shout out to Black Lives. And we back.
Yes, sir.
Like I said before, football has started, man. So that means we have news finally running around the cycle. First of all, how y'all been before we get to the news? What's up?
Been great, man. Been great. Season's approaching, so it's time to buckle in, man. But I'm ready, bro. I'm ready, man. This is what we all live for.
What that Achilles looking like?
It's in a cast. That's what it's looking like.
My mobility hopping around, bro.
My mobility is limited, man. Oh man, I just wake up every day like I can't wait to walk. I used to complain about walking in the heat. Now, like I wish I can walk in.
When your rehab start?
Oh no, whenever, bro. So when they took my leg out of the other cast it had on in surgery. Right, like the cartoon when like somebody crushed their arm and it just be wobbling like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt like my leg was looking. I couldn't really. It ain't got no strength in it, bro. I couldn't even lick it out. Like, man, it looked like a dead fish right there, bro.
Like that. You ever seen the Harry Potter episode where he fell out? Not episode, the movie where he fell out the broom and then like he tried to fix his arm, and then it went noodle.
Something
anyway.
Like yeah,
only Harry Potter movie I saw was the first one. That was because I was trying to get some accelerated reader points. I don't know if y'all remember them shits.
We're trying to get a piece of party.
That shit. I failed the fuck out that shit.
Wait. Time out. Accelerated reader means you gotta read the book. So you watch the movie.
I watched the movie, bro.
You was gonna be able to answer it.
Boy, I failed that. I was like, bro,
I didn't even catch that. We're trying to get the pizza party. But
that ain't ignorant. That's it. Ignorant.
Hey, man, I thought I had a genius plan, bro.
He did. He probably. This is gonna be great.
The books is better than all the movies. I read all the books. Fun fact.
Man, them books is too damn big, bro.
I read a couple. I read like one.
Those shits is good.
The only book I read as a child was Holes. Digging up them bones.
I just kept reading. I just kept hearing about it.
Didn't the teacher read that to us?
What, the Holes?
Not in my class.
Nah, not in my class.
Dr. Lester?
Nah. I don't think I had Dr. Lester.
He was reading us hella books. Pause. But anyway, that's not.
Dr. Lester was high school, right?
Yeah.
Bro, why the fuck? Bro, why was a high school teacher reading to us, bro? Southside education, bro. That's just Southside education in a nutshell, bro. Like,
bro, we was
why is the teacher reading to us, bro?
We was drawing chalk on the sidewalk in a 12th grade class. I had 103 with 50 absences. It's crazy.
Oh,
but anyway,
God,
man. So let's get to why we're here for, man. Let's get into some of the news. This is the last time we potted. Out of Buffalo, Emmanuel Sanders is dealing with a foot issue. They're not really saying what that is. So something. Who?
Gabriel Davis season.
Oh, Gabriel Davis. Yeah, cool.
He get more burn. That second receiver over there can make a little money for you.
What about Cole Beasley?
I mean, he always gonna be the short yardage guy until a tight end shows up, and it can take up that area of the field. But it's not much yak with Beasley. You can get a little yak with Gabriel Davis, and that's always good for fantasy.
I feel like Beasley role wasn't going to change regardless of Sanders. Like Gabriel Davis is the only guy I think that it would have affected, but if he's nursing an injury, bro, that gives Gabriel Davis more time to get some reps in. So if you're a Davis truther, it's your time.
N'Keal Harry left last night game. We didn't even talk about last night game, but anyway, he left last night game in the arm sling after diving for a great ball by Mac Jones. Hey man, I'm kind of like jumping aboard the N'Keal Harry train before this whole injury, if hopefully if it's not too bad. He looked good out there.
He looked okay. I ain't gonna say he looked good, but you know what I'm saying. He looked okay. I'm about to call I guess Matt Jones is a more accurate passer of the football than Cam Newton. He did look like that.
Cam looked good too, though.
I know
Cam looked good. Mac looked good too. That's gonna be a nice little battle they got going on, bro.
Right. I think Cam is gonna win it. As long as for now, but it's like his job to lose type situation. But I think N'Keal Harry with a better quarterback can make a little noise because, like you said, he was looking okay. If he would have made that catch, it would have been an even better night, and we'd be talking differently about him right now.
The wide receiver I do want out of New England, if I do get a wide receiver out of New England, is Jacoby Myers.
Myers, yes, sir.
That boy, and hopefully I can get the drafting before everybody else find out about him.
Let's hope he is occupying the part of the field that Jonah Smith and Hunter. I was thinking that too, but with Jonah and Hunter Henry,
did he play the slot?
No, but he was like running across the middle type.
Yeah.
He wasn't the outside guy. That's gonna be the part of the field. I don't know. So
I think as long as Cam is starting, bro, I think Jacoby Myers' value is gonna be at his highest, bro, because they already had that chemistry from last year. You saw he was being hyper targeted, bro, and he just didn't score touchdowns, bro, which he was already a candidate for positive regression. So
it's pretty much
he scored one yesterday, bro. Yeah, he scored one yesterday, so it's already starting, man. So as long as he's starting, I agree. Jacoby Myers is a great value.
You might still pick him up off waivers. So I don't mind him. I'm just worried about when tight ends come, how it's going to look a little bit. So you think he's going to be the most targeted wide receiver?
Yes.
Receiver-wise, yeah. I don't know about Jonah yet, bro, but receiver-wise, I think he's the number one.
Okay.
Coming out of the other side of the ball, Eagles starting quarterback Jalen Hurts apparently had the runs last night, and he wasn't able to start. Twitter went crazy. They thought they was going to try to pull a fast one on us and like start Joe Flacco and tell us Joe Flacco was better. But apparently he just had a stomach infection and he's going to be out for at least 2 days. So all is clear on the Jalen Hurts starting quarterback for the Eagles train.
Yeah, man. His ADP kind of took a little dip to it when that Deshaun Watson rumors were kind of brewing, bro. So
for sure,
if that holds, bro, he becomes even more of a value.
Yeah, me too. Robbie Anderson was at practice but not participating in individual drills. That is something to keep our eye out for. Apparently, James Robinson is the early candidate to be the Jaguars' number one running back. I always thought that was going to happen anyway, but now that they come out and saying
feel about that shit, man, that's crazy.
I feel like James Robinson had 1,000 yards as a rookie last year, and it makes no sense for him to not be on the field.
But it also made no sense for them to draft Travis Etienne in the first round, bro. Like, I feel like he's definitely going to have a role, Travis Etienne, but I just don't think it's going to be the role that a lot of people are wanting him to have, bro.
Right. It also don't make sense to have Robinson out there on passing downs unless Etienne cannot pass block. That's the only. If Etienne is pass blocking well, he should be the third down back, and that's going to knock Robinson a lot.
I think, like I mentioned before on the episode when we were talking about the Jaguars, I think we're going to see Travis Etienne be a little more of that Laviska Shenault that everybody wants Laviska Shenault to be. I think Travis Etienne is going to fill in that role because that's
like split out wide and
split out wide,
short passes,
and short jet sweeps, shit like that.
I can see that.
That's just what I predict out of that backfield. And they're going to give the 1,000-yard running back the carries.
Yeah,
he's built for it.
Might be Chris Carson 2.0, man. Be on the lookout.
You can't get that man off the field. Apparently, Dak Prescott will be limited at practice, or he was limited at practice today. But I feel like he's going to play week 1, and that's all that matters. He's not going to play any preseason games. I don't think anybody was expecting him to. And if he was, oh well.
I think he gonna play, but it's the shoulder. Like, what's going on now? Like, is it working or is it ain't working?
I think he's practicing that. Like, he's practicing. I think if it was as bad as they saying it was, then we would definitely know about it.
All right, so you basically take it in redraft. You basically taking Dak, what, the 4th quarterback or 3rd quarterback, however you feel. So knowing he got a shoulder injury, it could pop up throughout. Are you worried it could pop up throughout season? So now are you pivoting, drafting Lamar before him and Rodgers before him now, or do you stick with Dak in that 4th slot? Like, because this is a shoulder. Like, y'all saying y'all not worried about it, but
that is a good point.
I want to see what you drafting Lamar with him now. What you?
Ah, man, if it started now, probably I would, just because they're close enough for it to be a tiebreaker. Like, Lamar Jackson doesn't have any injury concerns at the moment, so I probably would go Lamar Jackson. But if all systems go for Dak Prescott, he's clear to play week 1, then I would probably go Dak Prescott because I think he's gonna light the world on fire again.
I'm going Dak Prescott. You can't predict injury, so that's all I gotta say about that. Y'all got any other news? I didn't see. Oh, Traequan Smith returned to practice for the Saints. I don't know if y'all seen.
So this is Marquez Callaway's receiver room now, buddy, until Michael Thomas gets back. You had your chance.
I'm trying to see what that tight end do. The tight end who went receiver Juwan.
Red flags, boy. He didn't get one target last week, bro. He played, but he did not get one target last week, bro. So that's kind of concerning. Might put a little damper.
Adam,
who you talking about?
Targets. Juwan.
Adam Troutman, right?
No, I was talking about Juwan.
Oh, another tight end.
Juwan Johnson.
What about Lil Jordan?
Wide receiver / tight end.
Lil Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Lil Jordan.
He just love his name.
He's still on the team, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He might be fine.
How they say? Y'all got any other news?
No.
Well, I guess we'll get into what we're here for. So we're gonna do a special mock draft episode for the people. Where are you drafting at in the Session Takeover?
I am drafting at 4. Unfortunately, somebody beat me to the 4th spot. Akami. You got me. I guess I got to be quicker than that, but I am drafting 4th, so I'm going to be picking 5th in this mock, though.
Javar.
I'm drafting 1st, but I'll be picking 2nd in this mock. So you already know Pat Mahomes on the team. You feel me? I love it. Do y'all ever feel any added pressure drafting 1st? Like, it's all cool, and I think just
in a super flex, I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more worried in a single league because that 1st, I feel
like it's easy in the single because
a position player is more prone to get. Well, I guess, is that correct? Yeah, injured player, position player is more prone to get injured than a quarterback. So, you feel a little bit safer with you.
But you're not going. I'm talking about in a 1 QB league. You're not picking a quarterback 1-on-1. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's easy in a 1 QB. Christian McCaffrey, don't overthink it, bro. 2 players in 1. Super flex is where it gets tricky for me, bro. Because do I take Christian McCaffrey or do I lock up the best quarterback? So definitely feel a little more pressure for super flex.
Not me. You already know. I'm going Pat Mahomes. 50 touchdowns. I'm buying.
Y'all notice, I don't know if y'all looked at the rankings, man. I don't have Pat Mahomes number 1 no more, man.
I seen that.
Yeah, I can't. He just don't rush the ball enough, bro. I know he's gonna be super duper efficient. He's the number 1 real life quarterback, but for fantasy, man,
Kyler Murray
1-on-1. Exactly.
I think I go back and forth with him. I don't know. Yeah. I go back and forth with him. It's like 1A, 1B for me.
He make it all.
I just feel like Mahomes is gonna have to repeat that 50 touch, and he can do it definitely easily.
He is the outlier.
But until I see it consistently, I think I'm gonna go with that Konami code quarterback that can also pass the ball.
So what he had?
Not 50 touchdowns consistently.
What he had like 40 something last year?
I'm not sure how many he had last
And then
year.
he was on pace to be the number one quarterback last year.
He had 40. He had 40 last year.
Right,
40
and he's on pace to be the number one quarterback, but he missed a game or two and only won the number one quarterback.
No, he didn't miss a game last
20
year.
points. He missed a game.
He snapped his knee. Remember?
Right. He missed the game.
Playoffs. That was playoffs.
No. That was
no. That year, what you're talking about is the year before last.
That was the year before last.
When he pushed his knee
out. Okay.
Yeah,
that was wild.
I just think of that meme, bro. It was a meme that I saw, bro, where he was kind of like sideways and he had like a blank stare. It was like the face you make when Andy Reid calls a QB sneak with your already injured quarterback. Because I think he was already like nursing like an injured ankle or some shit.
That's so crazy that he popped his whole knee back into place. Like I don't know.
I know, bro. They said that was like a good thing that he did that too, bro. Like it kind of, or he kept it still. Like he didn't move around. You know what I mean? Like he kept it still enough to where it didn't cause any additional like ligament damage, bro. I'm like, bro, this dude is just great at everything, bro.
Bullshit.
He's great at popping his leg back in, popping it out of place, popping it back in place. What can he do? He can throw a touchdown, diving sideways.
And people don't talk about him losing. People don't talk about him losing in the Super Bowl, enough for me. But anyway, let's get into why we're here, man.
Bro, if you watch that Super Bowl game again, bro, you won't be talking about it like that either, bro.
I watched it clearly.
The dude threw a diving pass, literally accurate as fuck. So, but yeah,
he running for his life and still dropping dimes. It wasn't his fault, Gabe. Trust me.
He lost though. But anyway,
all the greats lost.
Let's go ahead and start it off. I don't know if I told them where I was drafting. I'm drafting 107, man. What kind of strategies are you thinking about going into this from the where you say you drafting that lowest, number 4?
5. Well, I'm drafting 4
in real life. In real life, 4. What do you think about?
If McCaffrey falls to me, I probably will take him. But if not, then I'm going quarterback. Probably looking at like a Kyler Murray, Josh Allen type player. So, but yeah, so we have McCaffrey, Mahomes, Cook, and 104
on your screen.
Yeah. Do you are you going to be like?
It's not updating on the. Oh, there you go.
Okay, it's a little late.
It's just slow.
Do you go into the draft thinking like I'm gonna go quarterback, running back, or like something like that, Jabbar? Are you thinking about that before you get into the draft?
I already know. Yeah. The plan is to go quarterback, running back, something like that. But I already know once I get to that 3-1 and a Tyreek there, or Stephon Diggs there, I might take them at 3. Get a top or run up. A tier 2, 3, probably even 4. You should be able to get a 3 running back right there. Tier 3 running back, and then get a tier 1 wide receiver. That's probably something I think about doing.
It's really just crazy that the running backs dry up so fast. That's what I notice when I'm doing these mocks.
It's ugly.
Yeah. So we went, what do you say, up to Derrick Henry, then Carlos took Kyler Murray, then Saquon Barkley went at 106 after him. At this point, I don't know, I'm going to try something different. I like what Carlos did in one of the mocks I seen yesterday. He went Travis Kelce early. But I like Nick because I don't want to go Alvin Kamara just because every time I draft a Saint player, they get hurt. So
please don't draft Kamara, bro.
Yeah, I gotta like just not put him on my team. So I like Nick Chubb. I think that's the next highest rated running back I got on my board. The computer took Jonathan Taylor. Then we got some guy at Dizzle on the ones and tizzles.
I am kind of shocked to see quarterbacks not going off the board more often in the first round. Only 2 have been drafted at the 9th pick.
It's the sleeper bot.
Yeah, that too. but they updated the sleeper bots though. The sleeper bots is not as bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And also, like all the humans in the draft. Well, me and Jabbar took Mahomes and Murray. So yeah, never mind.
I'm more so thinking like if I do like to zig when others zag though. So if a quarterback does wrap back around here, hopefully it does because we are drafting with the computer bots. I think I would take. Would you like? Do you think going quarterback puts you at a disadvantage in Superflex, like back-to-back rounds?
It could, man, because it would just set you kind of behind the 8 ball in terms of like running backs and receivers. But man, it's no trading in this league. So I mean, you need to have 2 good quarterbacks. I think if you do have 2 stud quarterbacks, bro, like that's going to be a good baseline for you to have. So you really only need to hit on like, I would say like 1 running back and 1 receiver to really like set you apart, bro. But if you wait on your second quarterback, then I feel like you could kind of come into more problems, bro, because if that second quarterback don't hit, then you're struggling.
It's a tournament, so to win this type of tournament, you can't play so safe. So you gotta try to wiggle somewhere, and whatever player you feel like is gonna outplay their ADP. You know what I'm saying? So like for some people, it might be Tua. So I can understand you get you a stud in the first round and wait to, I guess Tua might go around the 5th, 6th or something like that, and to where you can get some stud running back and wide receivers, and then get Tua, who some believe is going to be a higher end quarterback too. So, you know what I'm saying, with those weapons, you know what I'm saying, so you can kind of play with fire that way. But me personally, I'm at least lock up 1 good quarterback, and then my second quarterback, I ain't playing around. Once it get close to Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins, I got to grab one of those as my second. I can't go no further than Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins.
I think that's a good question. Carla, what's the last quarterback 2 you willing to have on your team?
I would probably say Kirk Cousins too, bro, because he starts off the season with a really nice schedule. So I would look to probably be Kirk Cousins as my last, or Fitzpatrick, because Fitzpatrick might be going behind him.
Oh yeah, Fitzpatrick is going. He's going a good bit around later. At least
does that guy, what's his name, start with an H, Hinsky or whatever his name? Does that not scare you out?
Heineke.
Not
really, man. He didn't really do nothing he didn't really show me anything to think that he's gonna take anybody's job. I know Fitzpatrick might force the issue if he comes out there and gives us one of those classic Fitz tragic games where he's throwing picks all day. But if that happens, I mean, they're just really pretty much trying to save themselves from Fitzpatrick. If that happens, I don't think it's because of Heineke offers something else.
All right, quick catch up. So starting at, I don't think we went after 110. So 110, Austin Eckler was drafted. Tyreek Hill at 11. Aaron Jones at 12. Ezekiel Elliott at 2-1, I think is a steal. Stephon Diggs at 2-2. Travis Kelce at 2-3. DeAndre Hopkins at 2-4. Antonio Gibson at 2-5. I then took my first quarterback, Josh Allen, at 2-6. Then Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams went at 2-7. Then Los took Darren Waller at 2-8. I did see on your rankings that you had Darren Waller above George Kittle too. We can talk about that.
Yes. Go ahead. And then Jackson went after Waller.
Yep. And then I was back on Javar after the computer took whoever he took. DK Metcalf or Calvin Ridley.
Clearly, I would take. Clearly, I would take Dak Prescott right here, but I'm gonna play along with the bots. And I'm going to just go the running back who I think got the highest ceiling right here. And I'm just go with Najee Harris. Mixon, I feel like it's a safe play right there. Mixon, I feel like it's a safe play right there. But with the upside, I go Najee Harris and play along. Whether than that, I would get a quarterback. And it is. I don't know why it's doing this. The lineup is set for super flex.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 quarterbacks, but I don't know why it's got the running backs rated so high. And I think it got refreshed on the screen.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, I got to refresh on the other screen.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't think the draft is going bad. I mean, because everybody's zagging if everybody's, it's not like it's not quarterbacks left. You know what I mean? I don't think a draft. I don't think a draft would go this way, but it's not like it's not.
Oh, a draft is definitely not gonna go. Not no super flex. It's gonna be similar to the Sky Fish, to where the running back, somebody will take round 7. Somebody will take CMC and Kelsey, and
at least 4 at least 4 quarterbacks is going to go in the first round, I would say.
Dak ain't going to make it that far.
No way. If
Dak,
that was the case, I wouldn't have took freaking Kyler Murray my first pick, bro, because I would be more than happy to have Dak Prescott.
That is true. Me too. I would have been more than happy to have him right there also. One of the biggest things I think that people lose before they even draft is not knowing the rules of the draft and the scoring of the leagues, the individual leagues. And of course, in this draft, we have, well, in this tournament, we have a little bit of our own scoring. So if you didn't know, you probably want to take a look at the scoring before you get into this. We got six points for passing touchdowns for quarterbacks. Other things is -3 points for pass interceptions, 0.5 points for passing first downs. That'd probably be the only odd things about quarterbacks. Running backs, the standard 6 points for a touchdown. Rushing first downs get you 1 full point, and it's 0.1 point for every rushing attempt. Rushing touchdown first point. And it's a reception bonus for 1 point also for running backs. And then wide receivers get the standard 6 points for a touchdown, 2 points for every first down they get. And the wide receiver catcher bonus is 0.5, while the tight end catcher bonus is 1.5.
So tier PPR.
That is crazy, bro. That means like
Exactly.
The running backs are gold. Quarterbacks and running backs are damn near equal. If
I think not just running back.
This makes running back kind of like low in my.
They get like 0.1.
You said they get 2. You said receivers get 2 points per first down. Yeah. So I mean,
but running backs get a full point for a first down also. So I think for pass catching
and they get a point for what you said, a 0.1 for
0.1 for every touch. Mm-hmm.
Right.
0.1 for every touch. And they get a reception bonus of a full point for if they catch. So I think passing catcher running backs would be what I'll be looking for. I tried to make it even out so one position wouldn't be too crazy.
So like the workhorse running backs.
Right. I'm about to say so that top so that first tier running backs are damn near quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And then the interceptions hurts the quarterbacks with the 3 points. And so
I think you definitely have to get a running back that is a pass catcher. So I don't know if I would have went Nick Chubb there at this point. Now,
I think Nick Chubb straight. He'll get enough carries and he's gonna get some touchdown deodorant.
So after Jabbar picked Najee Harris at 211,
Dak Prescott screen real quick.
Dak Prescott went at 212. AJ Brown went at 3-1. DK Metcalf went at 3-3. Then Clyde Edwards-Helaire went at 3-4. So I want to talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire a little bit. A lot of people are up and down on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know Carlos is one of the biggest Clyde Edwards-Helaire supporters. I like Joe Mixon, the person that you actually selected at 3-5 over Clyde Edwards-Helaire. How do you feel about that?
I agree with you just because we know that Mixon is going to see the bulk of the touches. Like, it's no more Gio there. He was already getting like 22, I want to say, averaging 22 touches per game last year. And then that was with Gio getting like 4 targets, 5 targets, or whatever he was getting per game. So with him out of the way, man, and you add Jamar Chase to, make it to where they literally cannot stack the box anymore. I just think Mixon is gives you that ceiling, plus he gives you a safer floor than Edwards. Love Edwards-Helaire, man. I do think his role is going to expand, especially in the passing game. Now that we don't have who was that they brought in? Bell. Was it Bell?
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, yeah. So he's out of the way. And then you have reports coming out saying that they do want to involve him more. So, but they still have to do it. We know Mixon is going to get that. So that's why I would rank Mixon over Helaire myself.
I'm just worried, man. I don't know. They want the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands a lot. I don't know. It's not looking like an offense built for a running back right now. I know they got a better line, so if I don't see it this year, I really don't have no shares of them. I love the talent wise, but just the situation right now. If I don't see it this year, bro, I'm really off the train.
But the thing is, bro, he was getting the touches last year before Bell came in and just kind of scrambled everything up, bro. So he was getting the touches. He wasn't getting the passing game usage that we like to see. So we hope that expands. And we also hope that he sees that positive aggression. But I'm not really worried about him from a rushing standpoint. I'm just worried about are they going to have him running more routes? Are they going to have him split out wide and, target him more in the passing game and him, getting the touchdowns that he didn't get last year?
I just think he gonna have to be efficient with his touches for sure. That's how I feel. Like everybody's talking about J.K. Dobbins gonna have to be. I feel safer drafting him before Edwards for me.
But Dobbins got a rushing quarterback and Gus Edwards behind him.
But they rush the ball. They're the number one rushing team in the league.
Yeah, because of Lamar Jackson taking 25% of the rushes.
All right,
sure.
so it's 75.
It's not like it's on the back of J.K. Dobbins.
That's a lot, though, bro. That's
a lot. If J.K. Dobbins get even 45 touches of 42% of those touches, that's still around 240 carries. So that's what I'm saying. It's that many. If Lamar rushing 25% of 500 rushes, that's a lot of rushes still left over. You know what I'm saying? So that's still 40 opportunities for J.K. Dobbins to run the football. And not even mention they say they want to involve him in catching too. So I'm all on that hype train.
So after I took J.K. Dobbins at 3.7, I took a gamble.
Hey, but that was a hell of a pick, Gabe.
I took a gamble, and I was thinking that some quarterbacks was going to come back, but then they went on a mean-ass quarterback run. Justin Herbert at 3.8, Joe Burrow at 3.9, Russell Wilson at 3.10, Matt Stafford at 3.11, then had Aaron Rodgers at 3.12, DeAndre Swift went at 4.1, Kyle Pitts at 4.2, Allen Robinson at 4.3, Terry McLaurin at 4.4, then Josh Jacobs went at 4.5. So I feel like I have to draft a quarterback here, or I'll be at the bottom of the barrel when it comes back. I already have that. So I gotta take a stable. I want to take somebody stable, and think I'll go. Tom Brady. Oh, it was between Tom Brady and Ryan Tannehill, but I went Tom Brady. That's pretty gross. I feel like I should have went Ryan Tannehill now. What you think? I feel good.
I have what do I have in my rankings?
Excuse me, I have Brady like 7 and Tannehill like 10 or something. So
I would have went Tannehill. But in this format though, like since it penalized you a little bit more for interceptions, Brady might be the better guy. Not saying that Tannehill's gonna throw a lot of interceptions. I just think Tom Brady is gonna throw fewer of them. So.
And my thought process with that is already having, Josh Allen, of course, was the great white hope, the fantasy MVP last year, but he still has that unpredictability to his game. And so I feel like I needed somebody that I know for sure is going to be game in, game out, somebody I can depend on. That's why I went.
Let me tell you here. Listen here, boy. You're safe with that boy, Allen, boy. As long as Diggs out there running routes.
Facts. So after Brady, Lawrence went. And I could do what Gabe did and get like a guy that's going to give you a nice floor, bro. But like Javar also said, you want to shoot for ceiling in this type of tournament, man. So if Jalen Hurts is there for me in the 4th round to give me another Konami code quarterback, I'm going to take him there. Because I have a potential to have 2 top 5 quarterbacks just based on, because they both are going to rush the ball. They both are candidates to get like 1,000 rushing yards. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts there.
Are you not scared of Jalen Hurts? Do you not think that?
I was, but I was a little nervous about the Deshaun Watson rumors. But if he's not going there, I'm not really worried about Joe Flacco, man. He does not provide. I don't think he provides enough in this point of his career to really help a team out. Like I just don't see it.
In this format, I'd be kind of worried, but regular fantasy. I'm not worried at all with Hurts and regular fantasy, but this format, maybe I'd be a little worried. Wait, we're not doing completion percentage, so
nah.
So yeah,
incompletions.
Okay, yeah. So with Hurts, it's a pretty good pick, man.
I think it's kind of gross how the Eagles are treating him. Like he's probably the worst starting quarterback, getting the worst quarterback treatment ever.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying Dak can't get it handed to him. They was down, talking Dak. It's
not so much.
Who he is?
Bro, when you're not a first round
Dak
quarterback,
wasn't a first round quarterback,
and Jalen Hurts wasn't either.
He was drafted like 2nd round.
He's 2nd round. I think that's what Dak was drafted in the second round.
So that's what I'm saying. You know.
And then I feel like they know that too. Like if you're not a first round,
fifth round draft pick,
he was fifth round.
I'm pretty sure.
Way.
I'm pretty sure.
Golly.
But what you were saying? Go ahead.
Who was talking to Javar?
He was a fourth round draft pick. Fourth round draft pick.
Wow.
I knew I wasn't wrong.
How did he fall that far, bro? That is insane.
I mean, he played at Mississippi State. He wasn't like a world beater at Mississippi State.
Yeah, but he was still SEC, and he produced over there.
Mm-hmm. He looked decent. He did look decent.
All right, catch up. Where we at in the draft? Javar just took Daryl Henderson. Oh, speaking of Daryl Henderson, man, the rise of Daryl Henderson after Cam Akers, of course, tore his Achilles. How do y'all feel about Daryl Henderson going into this year?
I mean, as long as you get him as your running back too, I feel safe. He's in a McVay offense. You already know McVay gonna put some magic together, and it's a well-oiled machine with Matthew Stafford back there. They're gonna score some points. They got a good defense. They're going to get ahead some games and run the football, and it's gonna be that guy Daryl Henderson. Daryl Henderson was just a step under Cam Akers, but we know Daryl Henderson is a competent running back that you can run out there and have some upside. So I like it.
Yeah, with only worry I feel like you will have with Henderson is if a veteran gets cut and then he gets signed by the Rams. But if they go into the season with Xavier Jones and these other guys they have on the roster, I'm not really worried about Henderson. I'm just hoping he can stay healthy because if he does, he's going to be getting all the touches in a high-powered offense. So I love Daryl Henderson. And his ADP hasn't really corrected, bro. He's still going in that running back dead zone, and I don't feel like he belongs there. So if that stays there, man, somebody's going to get great value on him.
Speaking of running backs that are in that dead zone that you're talking about, who are the other ones that you think that are in that dead zone? Because I think, like I was talking about at the beginning, it's a steep drop-off at a certain point. I think the dead zone is that point.
Kareem Hunt, Mike Davis, Myles Gaskin, Edmonds,
Miles Sanders,
James Robinson. I don't know if Miles Sanders what is his ADP right now?
Miles Sanders still gone before around Jacobs.
I think he's right before the dead zone.
Right.
The pick on you, Los.
Oh, sure.
After Javar took Daryl Henderson, Miles Sanders went at 412, then CeeDee Lamb at 5-1 over the likes of a lot of other wide receivers. The CeeDee Lamb hype is real. Then Justin Fields was taken, then Keenan Allen, then Chris Carson, then the pick is on Los at this moment. But yeah, talking about CeeDee Lamb, man, Los has him in his top 10 right now. Didn't I see you had him at 7?
I just think, bro, he's just gonna take
12,
that second leap, bro. I mean, second year leap. He just has that alpha mentality, and then of course them being on Hard Knocks doesn't help, bro, because they're giving him the spotlight, and he's out here making plays all over people, bro. And we mentioned when we talked about Dallas on our breakdown what he was doing with Dak Prescott in his rookie year with no offseason or training camp. Now that he has that, man, I just think, bro, the sky's the limit, bro. Like this is going to be the last year you can get him outside of the first round. Like he's going to be one of those first round receivers, I feel like.
Yeah.
So what you saying? Calvin Johnson? I mean, it's not Calvin Johnson. Calvin Ridley type situation.
Yes, shout out Run Boys.
You feel me,
bro? I'm going to go. The pick is on me right now. I'm going to go with the stack right now. So after Keenan Allen was taken, then Chris Carson at 4, then Mike Williams by Los at 5-5, then Travis Etienne, who we talked about earlier, at 5-6. Then I went with the stack Chris Godwin. How do y'all feel about aiming for stacks while you're drafting? Is that something that you're conscious of?
I don't like it in regular redraft because I feel like, I mean, of course, when it hits, then you're pretty much going to win that week if it hits. But when it doesn't hit, then it kind of can slow you down. So, but when you're in a tournament, a multi-league tournament, man, like we said, you want to shoot for ceiling, bro. So stacking is where I will, or multi-league tournaments is where I would look to stack my players like that, or like best ball leagues or something like that. So
I think
something like this, definitely stacking.
I feel like you want the touchdown person. So Godwin is the reception person, but Mike Evans gonna get all the touchdown deodorant. So if it was I feel like I still like the stack, but I feel like it would have been better with Evans because you would have been given double touchdowns. Because Mike Evans gonna score more touchdowns than Godwin's.
Well, Evans wasn't available at the moment.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. But that's
what you want me to do?
Erase the pick. No, I'm just playing.
I think a stack is something that I don't necessarily consciously aim for, but if it happens, I'm definitely not going to pass it up. If I'm like in the middle of taking who am I going to pick over who am I going to pick, and if it's a stack on the board, I think that's something I'm aiming for. How do y'all feel about those? I guess I don't know if they if it's a fantasy term for them, but I guess I call them like reverse stacks, where you have two of the same wide receivers from the same team on your team.
I mean, it's
only best spot for me.
I did it, but I did it more in like Dynasty. Not. I haven't really did
like
it.
I'll do it with like a Kelsey Hill if I have the opportunity to.
It's tight end, wide receiver. Only team I would do it on if I know they're gonna pass a lot, like the Bengals, and if it's just straight good value, I can't pass it up. Then
that's what I was thinking about.
Like type wide receiver on my team. Other than that, I pivot because it'd be somebody in the same tier as him that I could take. Sure.
Like, would you be comfortable taking two of those Bengal wide receivers and having them as your wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3? I don't know if we mentioned the roster. Let's go ahead and go over the roster right quick. So we got one super flex, of course, but we got to at least start one quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 flexes. So you have to start at least 3 wide receivers. So would you feel comfortable having, let's say, a CeeDee Lamb and then 2 of the Bengals wide receivers? Either of your picks, you take it however you want to take it.
I would like a CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper if I could get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like they're more prone to get more targets than a Higgins and Chase combo or a Higgins and Boyd combo. So it just I wanted in a more high fish like the Vikings offense where it's only those guys going to get Thielen and Jefferson going to get majority of the targets. Herb going to get a little bit, but you know those 2 guys going to get the majority of the targets, especially in the red zone. Thielen going to eat. So
I think to me about having 2 wide receivers on the same team is like they cap each other's ceilings. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be very rare that you have 2 wide receivers on the same team go bonkers. You know what I mean? So like if one wide receiver, so let's say Jamar Chase has a bonkers game and you really need like all of your team to go hard to this week. You know what I'm saying? Now Tyler Boyd only had a 50-yard game and maybe he might have caught a touchdown, but he didn't because Jamar Chase went bonkers.
That's why I say I feel more better where it's like 2 alphas on that offense in the passing game where there's 3 over there. That's why like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. I would have felt cool with that stat because Julio Jones gonna get all the yards, and eventually, if somebody get a touchdown, it's probably gonna be Ridley.
Didn't you draft that last year and it didn't work out?
I mean, it did work out. I traded Julio Jones to you for Josh Allen and a couple.
No. That was
you walked right into that one, boy.
Was that league?
It was TMC. Yeah. I drafted him. I don't think I made the playoffs that year when I drafted.
But it took a long time. But you had to like try to get Julio off. It wasn't like people was lining up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you stuck with 2 wide receivers on the same team. That's what I'm scared of.
Bro, it's actually funny that you mentioned that, bro. I know you're on the clock, so you can go ahead and pick while I'm talking. But I was just listening to the footballers, and Jason Moore just did a study about over the last 3 years. When there's 3 receivers picked in the top 50, like pretty much the sum of his argument was that only one of those players finishes as a top 36 receiver. Like it might have been 1 year where they had 2 in the top 36, but when it's 3 players in the top 50, then only one of those players is going to finish give you a fantasy relevant season. Now. Of course, I'm not saying that to say don't draft Jamar Chase, don't draft CeeDee Lamb. I think that you still got to take your shots on who you think is going to be the guy. Right. But the conclusion I would come from that is I would not want 2 players on the same team on my roster because with that data, man, like it shows that it does limit their ceiling. So
yeah. Not even with the duos, like Jamar, not Jamar, like LeVar said with CD Lamb and Amari Cooper. Like, yeah, it's cool in theory to have that stack, but in a dynasty, I would think it's cool. But in redraft, I just think it's just so much potential. Like if I can have is Amari Cooper and let's say a Robert Woods or a Cooper Kupp instead of the.
Where do you have Amari in your rankings? Where do you have? Why when you like you have them both finishing almost damn near wide receiver ones? You talking about you don't want that stat? You have that as the highest, efficient.
Yeah, but if they finish that way, that don't mean they ain't gonna have a couple bad games sprinkled in there. You know what I mean?
But if they finish in that top, that mean there are not a lot of bad games, and then one covering the other one for sure.
No, it could be a few bad games, bro. Like, and then they could also have a couple blow up games that raises their end of season, finish. Mm-hmm. So, but in terms of like consistency, I think that it might limit your ceiling to have two players from the same team.
More so, no, I'm not looking to do a wide receiver stack unless one of them fall as great value or something. Like if I get a Godwin and I get Antonio Brown later, okay, cool. That's
and you can't trade. So,
oh yeah, for here, but
exactly
normal. But real life stack, I'm fine with a quarterback. Like if I can, if you can get a Josh Allen and a Stephon Diggs or a Tyreek and a Mahomes, I'd be hella cool with that. For real.
Another thing I want to talk about in this draft that we got going is that these tight ends are flying. Like the tight ends with names on them, you know what I'm saying? Especially in our scoring where they get a whole nother 1.5 points for like catching the ball. I feel like you might have to go get a tight end. And when I look around at the landscape and I see what's left, it's like, if you don't go get one early, then you might as well not like wait. But I feel like you might be in a disadvantage in the session takeover if you wait on tight end. Like I'm normally a waiter on tight ends, but I feel like after TJ, you probably at a disadvantage. So I'm thinking like on Monday, I might like be aiming for like Kyle Pitts around the 4th. You know what I
mean? I agree with that.
I'm getting
because it's easier. I feel like it's easier to plug and play like receivers and running backs like in any format. But when it comes to tight ends, it's a little more difficult to do. And we know once you get past really the top 3, man, it's kind of shaky. But of course, we got the Mark Andrews, Pitts, and Hockenson this year. So I will feel more comfortable than I did in years past going for one of those guys. But man, if you don't get one of those top 6, man, then I feel like you just need to wait until the end, bro. Because I think the separator between tight end 7 and like 14 is not going to be enough to really make a difference for you.
Where are you feeling like the latest or the earliest that you would go reach for one of those tight ends?
For what, like the 4, 5, and 6 one?
Just for any tight end, like what's the earliest? I see you went and drafted one in the first round last night, and then you drafted another one in the second round tonight. So is that like that's? I guess you don't want the listeners to know what your strategy is if they're in your league, but
no, that's cool. It's cool.
Is this your strategy?
Yeah. But nah, Kelsey in the first definitely, and then I would go Waller in the second, and then Kittle. Really, just round by round. So Kelsey, Waller, Kittle. For me, it would be Hockenson in the 4th. Well, I think I would skip around. So maybe 5th for Hockenson, Andrews, and then 6th for Pitts.
So I'm in the back end of the turn. So my 5th and 6th pick, if Hockenson there, I'm grabbing him, bro. If Hockenson there, my 5th and 6th at that turn, I'm grabbing him. He's gonna be a target hog. We already know what Jared Goff, conservative self. So he's going to be a great pick and great for this league, great for redraft, great for dynasty. I'm drafting him everywhere in the 4th. I'm drafting him as early as the 4th, and I'm not letting him go past me in the 5th or 6th.
We know who will not take a Hockenson right there, and that's one of our viewers, Nago, because for some reason he doesn't like him.
He gave them away for free.
Giving away for free and shit.
Appreciate you, my boy. I'm back in the fight in that league.
Let me catch up on the draft. So I don't know what's the last pick I said, but I'll just start from my 6th round pick. I went Robert Woods in the 6th round, then at 6'6", then Myles Gaskins went at 6'7". Javonte Williams, who looked really good at 6'8". Adam Thielen at 6'9". Deontay Johnson at 6'10". Cortland Sutton at 6'11", then Tua at 6'12", and then Brandon Ayuk on the turn at 7'1". Then Ja'Varr just took Chase Edmonds. So we definitely in that dead zone that we were talking about with running backs right now.
Right. It's like they can hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? They can get the carries, they can get the bulks, but some can go wrong, and it can be another guy get some carries. So yeah.
How do y'all feel about Javonte Williams? Because I see a lot more. I didn't even finish my question. I could say how you feel about Javonte Williams licking asshole, and you'd be like, yeah, bro. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't even finish my question. I'm saying I see a lot of people now taking Javonte Williams over Melvin Gordon in drafts, but I feel like Melvin Gordon, as long as he's on the team, I haven't heard any like bad reports out there. So it's like I feel like he's gonna have a role, but I feel like a lot of people are jumping the gun. Or do you feel like a lot of people are jumping the gun by drafting him as high as like the 6'8" right here? I personally feel like that's a little too high for some. I feel, especially with James Robinson is on the board, and you got even Raheem Mostert and even Ronald Jones, I think.
Yeah, I think it's two things for me. One, they traded up in the second round to get him, and usually that's a good sign of what they want to do with this guy. So for them to do that, and then you have Melvin Gordon also nursing an injury, so that can give Javonte Williams more of an opportunity to get those first team reps, and if he runs, he gives him a better chance to run away with the job. Definitely think Melvin Gordon is still capable, and if he was the only guy back there, then he would be a great pick. But I just think he's towards the end of his like prime, so I think it'll be a big possibility of Javonte running away with the job. And in the 6th round, I don't think you're sacrificing too much. Like you have 2 running backs hopefully by that point.
That was his second running back. Well, that's you. That's your second.
That's me. That's you. Well, the super flex is kind of different, man. You know what I mean? So in the super flexes, hold on, I'm gonna talk right here.
I can dig it. Javonte, he should take over the backfield by week 5. When I say take over, he should get the first reps or what have you in preseason. He got a couple carries, like 5 or so, and he looked legit out there, bro. He looked like he needed to be on the field, and you can't keep somebody that talented off the field. He looked way better than Melvin Gordon right now. So yeah, he's gonna get his burn. It's rightfully take him early. Denver gonna be stubborn. Melvin Gordon gonna get some runs, but by the end of the year, man, it's gonna be Javonte Williams. We don't like to talk injuries, but Melvin Gordon gets banged up from time to time, and starting the season all banged up is not a good look.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that last running back that was in that space that we talked about. I'm gonna go. Let's catch up with it. So Chase Edmonds went to Ja'Varr, then Kenny Galladay to team number 3 at 7'3", then Tyler Lockett at 7'4", then Los took T Higgins at 7'5", then Michael Thomas went at 7'6", then I went James Robinson at 7'7", going ahead and locking up that 3 running back tight that I want to come into this league with. How do y'all feel about Mike Thomas, with all the news going on? Like, what's the latest you'll let him slide past you? Because I feel like he's going to come back at some point, but I feel like after last season with I'm going to come back, like I'm off Michael Thomas, and he's a Saint.
Once I got my 3rd receiver, then I feel comfortable drafting him as my 4th receiver. If he falls that far. I
don't want to. If I can have him on my bench, and especially with us having an IR spot, you can throw him on the IR and not have him clog a roster spot for as long as he's going to be out, because we know the upside that he does bring. But I'm not going to risk that because you never know how an injury is going to play out. Like you just mentioned, like last year, everybody thought he was coming back. So as long as I don't have to depend on him giving me starter points, I'm fine with taking him as like my 4th receiver.
Let me come through this turn. So how do you feel about your quarterback situation right now?
I love mine.
Ja'Varr.
I still got time to get Jimmy Graham. I'm just playing. I got time to get Jimmy G. So yeah, not Jimmy G. I'm still have time to get Dalton. So everything is good.
Are you talking about Dalton? How do you feel about
You can have Dalton, bro. He's all yours.
Right.
Sure.
So
I don't think you're going to be fighting for him.
How do you feel about your boy Deshaun Watson? Do you feel like are you letting him go undrafted, or at a certain point are you pulling that trigger?
Yeah, as my third quarterback, I wouldn't mind it because I don't think he's going to play for the Texans again. But it's a possibility that everything gets pushed back to next year. Everything gets pushed back until next year. So if that happens and he does get traded, serves his little suspension because his suspension is going to come down. So,
For sure.
I would feel okay with having him as my third quarterback because we all know the upside Deshaun Watson brings.
So I'm at a predicament right now where I want to take my third quarterback, like you were mentioning. What is the earliest you take your third quarterback, or do you play it by ear?
Yeah, play it by ear. I would want a guy that know is going to be starting at least at some point this year. So yeah, that's how I would do. I want to reach for my third quarterback though. I will make sure I will try to get my starting lineup solidified before I do that.
See, that's my problem. I always want to reach for my third quarterback. Not even a reach out.
It's scary. It's scary. Just about one of your quarterbacks going down in a Superflex league.
And your year is over at that point,
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna go with the upside here. It's just I found it so hard to let OBJ like slide past me, man. Every time I see his name on there around like the 8th, 9th round, it's like, what if he goes like bonkers?
It's possible. We've seen him do it before, but I'm just starting to believe it was because of volume, man. Like it's kind of like I was telling my brother the other day. It's kind of like his and Diggs' roles kind of got flipped, bro. Like remember Diggs was kind of like undervalued, bro. We all knew he was good, but he wasn't getting the volume in Minnesota. And then he went to Buffalo, got all the volume. It's the opposite for Beckham. He was getting the volume in New York, and now he's with Cleveland, and they're not really, force feeding him like they did over there. So, for me personally, at 8-8, I'm going to go with another rookie back, Trey Sermon. The other guy there, Raheem Mostert, is dealing with the injury. I do think he's going to get playing time if he's, whenever he does get healthy. But that's another guy, same with Javonte Williams, that they traded up to get. So, they have plans for him. And only thing that's concerning me was his injury history. But everybody else in that running back room also has injury concerns. So,
yeah, can't beat him, join him.
Exactly.
Shout out to Ant Dizzle. He's one of the members of the Session Takeover, not members, I guess participants in the Session Takeover draft. He coming through helping us mock today. He says he likes his team. He got Alvin Kamara in the first, DeAndre Hopkins, Joe Burrow, Terry McLaurin, Mike Davis, TJ Hawkinson. Then he backed it up with another tight end, Logan Thomas, and then Devontae Smith. So I mean, I don't know if he forgot. I don't know. I think I like it. I think I would rather have another quarterback instead of that second tight end right there. That would be the only thing that I myself don't like about his team.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have went for my second tight end that early, especially when you don't have two. He doesn't have two quarterbacks. So
exactly. And at this point, it's like the quarterbacks' pool is slimming up a little bit. So that's why I'm getting scared about letting another quarterback pass me. So we got the Trey Lance, the rookie phenom in the making, still on the board. Daniel Jones, Fitzpatrick, Darnold, Wilson, Carr, Big Ben, Goff, Winston, and then Cam Newton. And then that stops pretty much the guaranteed starters and Jimmy Garoppolo. So which one of those are you on your third or you're on your third? So we're just playing right now. Which one of your those quarterbacks are you targeting, and then how late do you think he'll make it?
I will let you know right after Javar picks. You on mute, Javar? I don't know if you're talking.
Javar can't take a quarterback at this point. I don't think.
I could take another quarterback, but
there's no way he takes another quarterback. Well, he can, but I don't think he's going to take the guy I'm looking at.
Yeah, I could take another quarterback, but since we can't trade, I would just wait back, take a Sam Darnold or later and try to get, I need to make up for some wide receiver value that I didn't get earlier by going to get a running back. So that's where I'm going to go right here. And they've been talking a lot about Laviska Shenault. So
You've been talking a lot about Laviska Shenault.
oh snap! They got my boy Darnell Mooney down there, but he might make it back. A lot. You can type in Jacksonville. You're gonna hear some talk
Already.
about Laviska Shenault, and he could be the second guy with the targets. He on the Marvin Jones train. I'm on the Shark and Laviska Shenault train. So that's where I'm gonna
go. I mean,
you motherfucker.
Yeah, I wanted Trey Lance too.
In real life, Trey Lance is not going to go that late though. Trey Lance is going to go around where I took Justin Fields, or even earlier.
Probably. Honestly, man, I wouldn't be opposed to getting your first quarterback and then kind of waiting until you can get Trey Lance. Like you can scoop up some more value at running back or receiver,
or Justin Fields.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Justin Fields too. I'm in the Trey Lance camp if I had to choose between the two, just because I feel like he's going to rush a little bit more than Fields. But yeah, so if you can get like a Trey Lance and then get a quarterback that can give you a safe floor until Trey Lance is a starter, because we don't know if he's going to be the starter week 1. Trey Lance is an intriguing target for my second quarterback, man.
And then I like if you're going to wait that late to go your second quarterback, then I think at that point you got to go quarterback, and then get like a Sam Darnold or something like that. But then, like you say, you're catching a lot of value during those in between rounds where people are going for their second quarterbacks or even their first quarterbacks. You're getting those stud wide receivers or stud running backs right there. So I don't know, man. I think that's a good strategy too. I might have to do a couple mocks and do that and see how that goes.
Yeah, so I'm at 9.5. I can get my third quarterback, but I'm going to test it to see how long I can wait. I'm going to go ahead and grab my third receiver here instead, and I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd. Somebody who doesn't really have a ceiling, I don't think, but we know that. And I also just made a mistake because I just realized I have Higgins. But assuming I don't have Higgins, assuming I don't have Higgins, Boyd, I think is a safe target for your wide receiver 3 spot, man. You know he's gonna get flooded with targets close to the line of scrimmage. They have a sorry defense, so even though the ceiling isn't that high, I think his floor is super safe. So I would love Tyler Boyd as my wide receiver 3.
I think one thing that we didn't talk about that happened was Ja'Var taking Dallas Goedert, and I've seen they played a lot of Eagles game on television this preseason. So how do y'all feel about Zach Ertz still being pretty involved he's going to be involved in the workload, or he will be getting some of the workload?
It's ugly, bro. I'm reading Zach Ertz is looking good out there too. Like he's looking like the old Ertz. So it's ugly right now. No, the only upside is you got a young quarterback who possibly could target. He did target them a lot when they both was on the field, and then you got a rookie wide receiver who could take some time to adjust to the NFL. So that's the only upside there. But Goddard is falling. They was talking about trading him, so maybe they'll trade him throughout the year. But to start off, it's looking ugly, and it's capping both of their ceiling for sure.
I don't know what I'm going to pick right now.
All I know that is if Ertz has a comeback year this year, I think we're going to see all of the old players next year come back with a new hair color. Did you see his new hairstyle, bro? How he dyed his hair? Yeah. I was like, everybody's trying to look younger. Everybody going to come back next year trying to look young as hell and shit.
I've seen this, though. Oh no, man!
My time is up. Hold on, let me make a pick. My time is up. I'm going to go.
Goddard is falling though, because of that news that Ertz is back, because he was going a little higher and earlier, a couple rounds before when Ertz was going to get traded. So, yeah, man, his value is definitely hurting because of that. But I'll take it.
Jalen.
Sorry.
Damian Harris went at, you fucked me up, at 8-11, and then Jalen Waddle, who's apparently having a good camp, went at 9-1. Laviska Shenault, like Ja'Var said, 9-2. Then Trey Lance at 9-3. Brandon Cooks at 9-4. Tyler Boyd at 9-5. Deebo Samuel at 9-6. Then I went with the rookie Michael Carter as my my fourth running back right now. How do y'all feel about Michael Carter?
No, matter of fact, reverse. How do y'all feel about all the offensive weapons for the Jets? Because they're liking kind of limbo, kind of somewhat.
I think it's definitely only one way to go for them because they were pretty bad at every position last year. Then you have the new head coach coming over from San Francisco. It's not going to be the Jets that we're used to seeing. So I'm fine with taking these skill players and Michael Carter because he's looking like the best running back out there. Tevin Coleman's been getting some reports, but we all know what Tevin Coleman is, especially us as Falcons fans. Sure. I'm fine with taking all Jets players. I'm not avoiding them like I did last year.
All right, so who you taking first, Elijah Moore or Corey Davis?
I'm personally taking Corey Davis for something we talked about earlier too, about the rookie quarterbacks not being able to sustain two receivers for fantasy purposes. And then you have Corey Davis coming in and getting paid. Like he got a pretty good contract. So, they want him to be the one. So dynasty wise, of course, I'm going to go with Elijah Moore. But this year, I think Corey Davis is going to be the best receiver personally.
Okay. So one thing before we keep going, I think we should end it at the end of the 11th. Y'all good with that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Just so we don't keep on going and going. Corey Davis season. I do like Corey Davis this year, but I am a big Elijah Moore fan. I wouldn't be surprised if Elijah Moore comes out there and goes bonkers. Even though he was dealing with that quad injury, I don't know what's going to happen with him. But I do like the upside. If we're going late, I think the upside is what I'm looking for.
He does have that kind of that Justin Jefferson, just kind of that rookie that everybody's kind of forgetting about. But his attitude, man, and what he did with Ole Miss, he's been talked up by AJ Brown and DK Metcalf as being a stud, and his attitude, man, I saw something where he said he's keeping a list of all the names of the receivers that was drafted ahead of him. That's a guy I want on my team, bro. A guy that wants to win, bro. He's competitive as hell. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I definitely think he's going to be a beast in this league. I just don't know if it'll happen this year.
I know y'all hating on your boy Kadarius Toney, but the only reason why he wasn't getting all these raves is because he was started the year on the COVID list, and I feel like he was drafted in the first round for a reason. He was compared to I forgot his name now. Elijah Moore. He does all the same things. He played in the SEC on a better team in the SEC and had better numbers in the SEC. So I don't know why as many people are not on Kadarius Toney. I was on him 2 years ago, before the COVID year. But
I think I remember you saying something about him.
I think
he was a monster. The offense literally
got injured. He got injured and he had a setback during his injury. So you can forget about it in redraft, in my opinion, especially with the addition of Galladay, and you still got Ingram out there. Barkley coming back.
It's a little stacked over there compared to what the Jets running out there.
I'm more so talking about dynasty. Of course, redraft is
no, I'm still on the Elijah Moore train over bro. Even for what the quarterback is for, he should be better than Daniel Jones. It's just a whole lot new stuff going on with the Jets, and I just like his situation better. He got a more clear view to be the guy, the number one. They done paid Galladay all that money. He's going to be the guy for a while. Other than the Jets, they looking for somebody to claim that role, and Elijah Moore got the talent. They done talked him up, and the beat. A lot of people talking about even the beat writers. Where it's smoke, there's fire, and I'm definitely in on the Elijah Moore train.
So let's catch up on the draft. What's the last pick that we talked about? Michael Carter. So Michael Carter went at 9-7 to me. Then Ronald Jones at 9-8. AJ Dillon at 9-9. Gesicki at 9-10. Raheem Mostert at 9-11. Then Juice. Javaris Landry at 9-12. A lot of people don't talk about Javaris Landry, and I feel like that's crazy. The only reason I didn't take him was because I had Odell already on my team. Will Fuller at 10-1, Leonard Fournette at 10-2, Curtis Samuel at 10-3, Zach Wilson at 10-4. That was my target. Michael Pittman at 10-5, and then I went Derek Carr at 10-6. Like I said, I was looking for Zach Wilson because I think he's not getting as many rave reports as the other quarterbacks from his class are, but I know he's going to be on the field, and so that's one of the quarterback threes I'm targeting because he has the upside of that, unknown of being the rookie with a big arm. So How y'all feel about Zach Wilson?
He's part of the quarterback threes I'm targeting. Wilson, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston. You know, I kind of like those type people with some upside. Even maybe possibly Daniel Jones, but somebody gonna take him earlier. But you know, I like those guys as my quarterback three for sure.
I don't really like Daniel Jones like that. I've seen Daniel Jones
weapons, so you know what I'm saying. And he was a decent quarterback when Traequan Barkley was there. The numbers show he's scoring like 8 more points, even more, I think, with Traequan Barkley there. So you know, as long as Traequan Barkley there, Daniel Jones should be.
Why do you say his name like that?
He don't have an H in his name, bro.
Saquon.
Shake 'em Barkley.
I was like, is he chewing on something?
Yeah, it's been kind of he's been getting kind of some negative reports out of camp. It seems like Daniel Jones, and like I've mentioned multiple times, like you don't like to hear the negative reports out of camp. The positive ones you have to weed through and kind of see if it's fluff or not. But negative, like I don't think anybody will go out of their way to say something negative about it. So, especially with all these weapons, exactly with all these weapons now, man, he can't fail this year, bro. Or they're gonna be looking to replace him. I feel like
the Kenny G news hasn't been that great either.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I seen not injury, like he did get injured, but I'm just saying like him and the Daniel Jones report hasn't been all that great. That's just what I.
Let's stay away from New York, then, my boy. Stay away. You talking about, and you want to talk about Kadarius Toney? But hey,
I'm talking about Kadarius Toney. I'm just talking about when people talk about Elijah Moore. I feel like Kadarius Toney should be mentioned too. He was drafted in the first round. Like I feel like he's one of the most disrespected first round draft picks this year.
I think it's just because like it's a consensus thought that they reached for him in the first round.
Right, like a hero.
I know he was drafted in the first, but I mean, you had Elijah Moore going after him. Who else went in the second round? There was a couple other players that went behind him that people,
Bateman and all them.
Yeah. Rashad Bateman went after him, but he was still in the first, I believe.
But my thing about that is, what people, I don't know if they watched Florida play last year, but the offense was only Kyle Pitts and Kadarius Toney. Like that was the offense, and I don't understand how you could look at Kadarius Toney play and be like, "Oh man, I don't like him as a player," or he was.
I ain't saying I don't.
If that's the type of player that if it was between Elijah Moore and Kadarius Toney, clearly that's the type of the player that Giants wanted to draft. I'm saying I don't see how you could be like, clearly they just liked him better. I think it's 1A, 1B between those type of players. But I don't think you could look at Kadarius Toney tape and be like, they shouldn't have drafted him.
Elijah Moore may be more of a polished route runner. Maybe say, but
I don't think so myself personally. Who turn is it?
Team 3.
Oh, my bad.
That's who turned it.
How do y'all feel about? Well, I know how Javar feels about it, but how do you feel about Elijah Moore versus Jalen Waddle, Gabe? I had that dilemma in our dynasty league that we just had with Brennan, and I was I faced that dilemma and I picked Waddle over him. So how do you feel about that?
I think I would go Waddle over him too.
I ended up getting Elijah Moore, I think.
Because I didn't get him. But I mean, I think it was because of like the only reason I was really like debating is because you didn't really hear anything about Waddle because he had the injury. But since he's come back to practice, man, they're saying that the chemistry is there with him and Tua. Mm-hmm. He's looking good. I saw him shake the hell out of somebody the other day, bro. So, I just want to see how you felt about that.
I like Jalen Waddle. I think I like Jalen Waddle. One, I think he has a closer track. If we talk redraft for sure, I think he has a closer inside track on more targets on the volume because there's not as much competition out there. I haven't really heard any Devontae Parker.
Nothing, bro.
Yeah, I know they just took Preston Williams off of the PUP list, so that's something to look out for. But it's really just Jalen Waddle, then Albert Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Just those type of wide receivers. So I feel like the volume is going to be easier for Jalen Waddle to get to. And that's one.
Plus he has that built-in chemistry already too. So
that too. And he already played with him. So he doesn't have that might help, like how they say in school, put a grading curve on that rookie curve, that rookie first.
I like that when you brought up the quarterback and the wide receiver. They got a little connection. That does make a big difference.
It's a lot of like old like former college teammates reuniting this year. You got Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts, Tua and Waddle,
That's
and
funny.
then you have
Burrow,
Chase and Burrow. Yeah,
That's
so
funny.
that's pretty dope.
I think I'm gonna take a tight end just so I can make sure I have a full roster at the end of this. I'm gonna.
Good.
Yeah, this is the last round that we're gonna record, but I think we should just finish it out. But anyway, so from where we left off, who was the last person we talked about? Of course, Javar would take him. So Los took Ryan Fitzmagic at 10-8. Robert Tunyon went at 10-9. Daniel Jones at 10-10. Then Daryl Mooney, Javar pick, went at 10-11. James Conner went at 10-12. Zach Moss at 11-1. Jameis Winston at 11-2 by Javar. Herb Smith at 11-3. Antonio Brown at 11-4. Then Corey Davis went to Los at 11-5. Keon Drake at 11-6. And then I took Jonah at 11-7. Then Tyler Higbee went behind me with Jamal Williams following. And now it's on the 10th pick in the 11th round. How do y'all feel about who was that I wanted to talk about? Jonah Smith and Hunter Henry out there. I think Hunter Henry is hurt, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's back, but he's straight. I think he been back at practice, I believe. So
I think Jonah is the guy I would be targeting just because it seems like they've been moving him around more. Hunter Henry ain't been out there, but it seems like they have more plans for him than Hunter Henry than just the traditional tight end. He's been getting running back snaps and stuff like that. So that's who I would go for. But that's just me personally.
I like Jonah Smith out of the both of them too. Like Monago said, Jonah Smith get the yards at the contact, the yak, and that's what I want to see.
Facts.
Well, since that's the end of the televised part of the mock draft, let's go through and just tell everybody your team, and then we'll just pick which team that we like the most, and then we'll end the show on that. So go ahead and tell me.
I got Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, Javonte Williams, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Waller, Sermon, Corey Davis, Hurts, and Fitzpatrick. I have way too many Bengals.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. That's when you know when you look at your team, you're like, damn, I got way too many players on here or whatever. Jabbar, you go ahead and tell me your team.
You should just went and drafted Burrow.
Damn. What's your team, Jabbar? What you got going, Jabbar?
Oh, I got Pat Mahomes, Najee Harris, Justin Jefferson, Daryl Henderson, Justin Fields, Courtland Sutton, Chase Edmonds, Dallas Goedert, Laviska Shenault, Darnell Mooney, and Jameis Winston.
And then I went ahead and I got Nick Chubb, Josh Allen, J.K. Dobbins, Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Robert Woods, James Robinson, Odell Beckham, Michael Carter, Derek Carr, and then Jonah Smith to finish it off. I think my team is the best. Honestly, I think I got the most balanced team.
You think your team's the best too, Jabbar?
I like my team, but Team 12, I'd have been rocking with Team 12 if they just took another quarterback. With them running backs, that should just carry them. When Aaron Rodgers, whatever points he get out of them wide receivers, that would have probably been good money for real.
Jabbar don't
like his own team.
No, I like my team.
I do like that that going running back heavy right there, but I think I would have had to pick at least one wide receiver stud just to make me feel good going into the year. You know what I mean? I probably would have maybe not took Kareem Hunt and took the best wide receiver available right there, or maybe he took Jamar Chase, but I probably would have took a Cooper Kupp or a Robert Woods somewhere around there just so I could feel more confident at my wide. But that is a nice team, I think.
Definitely, bro. Bro. I'm taking more Kupp, Woods, Deontay over Chase, bro.
So he went kind of crazy. It was the computer drafting, so he went kind of crazy. I think
that computer went kind of crazy. That bot went crazy.
I think that's my favorite team. I'm going through the teams right now. That's not mine. That's not named my team. I think that's my favorite team.
Of course.
What y'all think? Got any disagreements?
No. I just like the running backs, and he got a decent wide receiver core. It just goes to show you how deep wide receivers is this year.
I like Paul's team too, though, man. Christian McCaffrey. Then he followed up with Dak, and he has the CeeDee Lamb stack. Has Miles Sanders, who should be a good running back too. Damian Harris, who's been getting great reports out of camp. Yeah, he has a pretty good squad, bro. Jalen Waddle has some upside, man.
Yeah, I can dig.
2 stacks. He got 2 stacks. Okay, Paul. See, bro. That boy been working it all season, bro. I
don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's not bad. I like Team 12 way more. I don't like drafting on the turn, so it's surprising that the 2 teams on the turn got the best draft that we see. Anybody else? Anybody else that anything other that you took from this draft going into Monday? Javar, the clock is on you. Anybody, anything else that you took going into this?
It's gonna be a little different. Quarterbacks are definitely gonna run off the board. So only thing I'm taking account from this draft is get your tight end whenever you can, and wide receiver value is gonna be everywhere. So, that's really what I can take away from this.
I think receiver is the one position. It's usually like tight end or quarterback if your regular leagues, but I think in this scoring format, plus it being super flex, I think wide receiver is the position that you could wait on.
Because the points is gonna even out regardless because they're getting like the 2 points for first downs and all that crazy stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think I would end up going a lot heavier at running back early. I think that's one thing I take from this. And if I want a tight end, I'm gonna have to go get him.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all got anything else?
You might see go quarterback, 3 running backs, tight end, and then try to check some at quarterback.
I might try to get Kyle Pitts. Man, we gonna be on the lookout for. I guess we'll run a couple more mocks before the weekend is up. Before it's time to draft. What y'all got anything going on this weekend?
Redraft season kicks off, man. My first, besides Scott Fish, that was early, but in terms of like home leagues, redraft season kicks off. So I'm gonna be hype all weekend, bro. Can't wait.
Monago, last comment before we get out here. Nago mentioned Anthony Fersker from the Tennessee Titans. I feel like a lot of people are not talking about him. I don't know.
I was low on him, bro, but I went back and watched that when they played the Ravens last year in the playoffs, bro, and they were talking about how he pretty much filled in for Adam Humphries. Like they had him lined up out wide a lot, bro, and he looked better than I just remember him looking, bro. So if you do have to wait on tight end, like Ferguson might be a nice little target to get, bro, because he looked good last year. They were scheming up plays for him and everything, bro.
Yeah, but then they didn't have Julio out there. That would be my only caveat to that.
Yeah, they didn't.
I think that's it. If y'all don't got nothing else, shout out to everybody that joined the Session Takeover 2 tournament. We'll see y'all on Monday. You know what I'm saying? All the fun and games are over. I hope all of y'all lose to me because I want the $500 pot. Be on the lookout for the announcement of what charity that we chose. That'll be, I guess we might drop that Monday before the draft or something like that. I'm thinking, I don't know, whatever we come up with. Shout out to the Real Deal Fantasy HQ. And I think that's it. Shout out Tonio.
Peace.
We out.